education is not easy work, it's hard work, and you have to like it.
Education is something that gives you an opportunity to have an impact on people.
Teachers get so little recognition, and this one is pretty important. These are the people that they don't just teach as a job, it's their life.
The key to the school are the teachers and the people who work there. They're the ones that come in every day. They're the ones who come in and give it all they have. And if something isn't working, they figure out how to make it work.
You hear stories of people donating food, you hear stories of people making home visits, you hear stories that make you think that's the teacher I wish that I had when I was a kid, and that's the kind of teacher you want to be as well.
It's amazing that we have an organization in our community, and certainly the forethought of Mr. Dawbarn himself to recognize people who truly care about children.
With this year's ceremony, we will have awarded over $1.75 million in awards to nearly 250 individuals in this community, and we really hope Buzz Dawbarn would be proud.
He spelled his name B-U-Z, Buzz. Most people spell it B-U-Z-Z. Buzz always said he could only afford one Z, which was a joke because Buzz made 2 fortunes in his lifetime.
Until we understand thoroughly the problem, I don't think we ought to try and come up with solutions.
He was one of the few great people that I've ever met.
He was kind of a, I won't say rough guy, but he was not the smoothest salesman kind of person. He was my kind of guy, actually.
He was very interested in bringing the 3 entities together, Staunton, Waynesboro, and Augusta County, which was really visionary.
You'd have thought there was a fence on Route 608. People in Waynesboro didn't want it to have anything to do with Staunton. Staunton didn't want to have anything with Waynesboro. And that brings us to Buzz Dawbarn.
Lewis Coiner told him that the community needed something like this.
Not only did he create the foundation and appoint the board, but he negotiated with the board on the gifts he expected to make, particularly the Dawabarn Awards.
He came to the Community Foundation with this very large gift. He said, teachers are underpaid, and they do a great job, and we know who the great ones are, and what do they get? A pat on the back, a little certificate to frame in their office. But they need cash. I mean, I want these people to feel a monetary reward for doing above and beyond.
I think he knew that you don't always make it, sometimes you fail. He said if you can lose it all, but if you've got your education, you can stand back up and you can make it again.
That was his vision, and he expected his vision to be fulfilled.
It really is an honor to receive a Dawbarn Award. That's why I never thought I would get one. It shocked me. It shocked me.
Never do you think in terms of that. I'm not a person ever think to be rewarded for something that I've known I wanted to do ever since I was 8 years old, teaching my stuffed animals after school on Fridays.
When you're recognized for something at that level, it's like, wow, that's more than I. It's like, is there anything else that's above this?
I received the award at a challenging point in my career where I was even wondering if teaching was right for me. When I was nominated and received the award, it was humbling, but it also made me realize that this is something that I should do, not just something that I could do. And it made me committed to being a career teacher in a way that I didn't think I would have been before the award.
They are teaching beyond the test. They are helping that student with not just their academics, but really with all parts of their lives.
This award recognizes people who contribute to education in so many different aspects. It's not always the classroom teacher, it could be the support person, it could be the administrator.
We've presented awards to volunteers, to cafeteria workers, and bus drivers, and even organizations who have supported youth.
I want to be awesome.
You are awesome.
In 41 years, there's so many kids that you try to touch their lives and mold and shape. Kids who have thought about suicide, kids who've attempted suicide, kids who are runaways, kids who are living in cars. They come back years later And at the time when they're in high school, you don't really maybe understand or realize that you are having a positive effect and impact on their lives.
Most of the students that we get in the trades area struggle in an academic setting, but once they find out that there is a skill that they are really good at, the confidence that they develop, it's just a total change in their personality and their character.
If you can give hope or give people opportunity to figure out what they're good at, then that gives them opportunity to have an impact in terms of their own career, but also on other people as well. So it's like you kind of pass it on.
Great, so mine is 27, yep.
Buzz, he had an elementary school teacher. She pulled him aside. She gave him a sermon on how smart he was and how he could be something big someday. He could make a difference in the world. And she stuck with him, and he said, I'll never forget it. I left 5th grade feeling like a genius. There was nothing I couldn't tackle. And he said, and I think about her every day of my life. She turned my attitude around. That's the profile. These are attitude changers. These are behavior changers. These are people who see a diamond in the rough in every kid that walks in their classroom with no preconceptions about their abilities. We're going to take them where they are and we're going to move them forward.
Somebody that I met through this award told me I don't want to do the same year after year after year after year. And that's inspired me too. I used to think of a 30-year career as a death sentence, and now I think it doesn't have to be that. It can be 30 new years.
Buzz would never cease driving the effort forward. He wasn't a guy that would rest on his laurels or be satisfied with the status quo.
Education in itself is so important to our world and our community. And being someone who can help to make that difference for people to access it and to have those opportunities gives your life a great purpose.